Yo, what's up gamers? So I only came into the break room because I was wiping the dust off the old TV cart, the one nobody's touched since Wii Sports ruled the planet, and suddenly I see Fire Emblem Path of Radiance on the screen. Because this game used to cost more than my monthly grocery bill, and now it's a lot cheaper with the Switch Online expansion pack. But before Nintendo locks another childhood memory behind a subscription tier, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and tell me in the comments, did you ever actually own Path of Radiance, or is this one of those games you only admire from a distance after seeing eBay prices? Now let's grab a mop and talk about why Nintendo just dropped the Fire Emblem Classic and why the timing is absolutely not an accident. Alright, here's the scoop. Nintendo just added Fire Emblem Path of Radiance to Switch Online as part of the GameCube Nintendo Classics lineup. Here's the catch though, this is the Switch 2 only, not the original Switch, no workarounds, no funny business. If you've got a Switch 2 and Switch Online with the expansion pack, you can play it right now. Ike is waiting. If you don't, Nintendo would like to remind you that upgrades exist. And no, this isn't some random nostalgia pull. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance originally released in 2005, and it was the only Fire Emblem game on the GameCube, the first console Fire Emblem released in the US, and the debut of Ike before he became a Smash Bros. Legend. This game isn't about button mashing, it's a turn-based tactical RPG where positioning matters, choices matters, and mistakes are permanent. If a unit goes down, they're gone. No respawns, no undo button, just regret. In this game you play as Ike, a mercenary's son who gets pulled into a massive war after a political betrayal spirals out of control. What starts small turns into full-scale conflict between nations, races, and ancient grudges. Classic Fire Emblem stuff is here. You have strong character relationships, permanent death, tactical combat that punishes sloppy thinking, and a story that goes from local problem to the entire continent is on fire. It's slower, it's heavier, it's more deliberate than modern entries, and that's exactly why fans love it. Now here's where Nintendo gets clever. Later this year, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave launches as a Switch 2 exclusive. So what does Nintendo do now? They drop Path of Radiance on Switch Online. That's not generosity, that's strategy. You play the old classic, you fall back in love, and suddenly the Switch 2 feels necessary. That's not nostalgia, that's an emotional ambush, which we call mop bucket economics. This makes Fire Emblem Path of Radiance the 8th GameCube game on Switch Online's Nintendo Classics lineup, sitting next to the heavy hitters like Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, F-Zero GX, Luigi's Mansion, Wario World, and yeah, some people would still trade all of this for a brand new Wario World game. But Fire Emblem fans, you got Ike's origin story back, no remake required, no resale market heartbreak. Well, that's enough tactical grid combat for one break. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is back, Ike's swinging swords again, and Nintendo just reminded everyone that GameCube nostalgia is a controlled substance. But before I get yelled at for plugging a Switch 2 into the breakroom TV again, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and tell me in the comments down below, is Path of Radiance enough to sell you on Switch Online, or are you still holding out for something like Wario World 2? This is Scruffy the Janitor signing off. Peace out.